Black Ops 6. Is it good? Is it not? Let's find out. So this will be my Black Ops 6 beta review. Get ready.
Hold on to your butts.
Not gonna want to miss this.
Hot and spicy meat. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, initially I was excited about Black Ops 6 when I had heard about it and it being called Gulf War. I've always been very pleased with Treyarch's products and figured out, it's gonna be a home run. Can't be disappointed by this. It's Treyarch, right? That got me excited because I was pretty burned out on Modern Warfare 3. I mean, it's a fun game. They corrected a lot of the mistakes of Modern Warfare 2 2022, but it still had its flaws, right? I mean, the game is highly imbalanced. There's always a power weapon that comes out with the Battle Pass, and it's just not what I was expecting from Sledgehammer in the end of things. Like, sure, we had the remastered maps from Modern Warfare 2, but they slowly drifted away with that with their new maps, and I noticed like near the end of the year that like all the maps they were making that were new original maps were all small. That should have been a telltale sign for Black Ops 6 and the maps they were going to make. But anyways, I was just growing tired of it, and the spawn system's janky, and so I was getting hyped for Black Ops 6 like earlier this summer when they showed the Omni movement reveal and all that jazz. Like, I was super hyped. I'm like, alright man, they're innovating, they're getting stuff ready to go. What could possibly go wrong? Well, the wait was over. Finally, we could have some answers to some long-lasting questions ever since the reveal in June. Questions such as, is Omni movement going to be as good as they say? Will movement speeds be as fast as Modern Warfare 3? How good will the time to kill be? Is this the game that will finally redeem COD in all of our eyes? While pondering that, you can see that I'm having trouble even getting into the game. No matter. Every COD player knows that this is just the initial launch jitters. Nope, not wavering my confidence at all. This is it. This is the game. Ah, what a beautiful sight to behold. I can finally practice my Omni movement.
Well,
Maybe.
we're waiting.
Maybe? Come on. Oh, what the hell? This is not instilling confidence in me. Come on, I've been waiting half a year for this. The default skins are better than last year, at least. I am liking that. Really, though, I'm not liking that there's already pre-purchasable skins. Here we are. Almost ready? Okay, let's do it. Let's play my first game. Finally, I get into my first match. What is this game going to hold in store? How much fun is it going to be? Let's find out. Once the servers started functioning again, I was finally able to play, and man was it magnificent. I was just picturing in the back of my head though what it was like over at Activision's server farms.
This is fine.
So, like a kid with his brand new toy, immediately with my feet kicking up dust off the ground, I noticed just how good this Omni movement system actually is.
Oh my god! Wow!
I started churning through game after game, getting a feel of Black Ops 6, and so far I was really enjoying what the game had to offer. It felt new, it felt refreshing. It was just very enjoyable, for me anyways, for Friday and Saturday of the closed beta weekend. By Saturday night, my fears had really been put to bed on how Omni movement might affect the overall gameplay experience for Black Ops 6. Compared to Modern Warfare 3, you could tell that player movement speeds had been debuffed. Just a smidge. And honestly, I prefer this. I always felt like Modern Warfare 3 movement was just a little too manic and oppressive, especially to players that don't have AA.
Oh, AA, eh?
Yeah, aim assist.
Yeah, that's what I said. AA, eh?
Anyways, well, on the subject of movement, I've always felt Call of Duty was much better off with just one sprint speed, especially now with Omni movement. I mean, there's more than enough combinations already with button presses and trying to think out how you're going to move across the map. I think tactical sprint should just go extinct, personally. And It's just really nice to see the Call of Duty movement mechanics be reinvented, because it's one thing to just slide around all the time, but Treyarch, for real, good job.
By the end of the closed beta weekend, there was a lot of hubbub and ruckus online about the size of the map samplings that we were getting, and it wasn't until the open beta that this can of worms really opened up, but I started to sense that the gameplay loop was just too short, and I was kind of worried for what Black Ops 6 had in store for us come full release.
I think we can all agree that the soundtrack in this game is going to be amazing. You can tell a lot of passion was put in, and it just rocks, man. Just rocks. So where does that leave us? I think we should cover weapons and class setups next. Let's go. Yes. What's a good Call of Duty game without your weapons? Now, I do want to say right off the bat that they did a fantastic job on the UI in this game, as far as the beta is shown. Everything comes across pretty clear, concise, and it's not a cluttered horizontal mess as the previous two Call of Duty games, so I'm so happy for that. Oh my goodness, I was so tired of that horizontal stuff. Now with that said, let's start off with the XM4. This weapon was just beastly, I tell you. Beastly. Which says a lot considering the maps. It shot so straight. It was magnificent. Can't go wrong with the assault rifles. Let's get to it.
Domination. Securing charge. Taking Bravo.
Let that be a big
Hostile RCXD in your AO.
Now, I'm not going to delve too deeply on the classes and all the different weapon types, but as you can see here with the creative class, there is quite a bit to choose from. I mean, look at everything you got here. Muzzle, barrels, mags, grips, rear grips, and specials. For the XM4, I chose an optic. I think it was the Merlin Mini. Ported compensator, precision foregrip, ergonomic grip in the back, and the recoil springs, and she shot straight as the day is long. Definitely a really strong rifle to use.
That's a spicy meatball!
As far as Call of Duty standards go, these guns definitely hit good. They make you feel good when you use them. Treyarch really hit the money on the spot for the few weapons that I use. And I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna go into every weapon. I think I'm gonna look at one more that I mained because I didn't go through all the weapons in the beta. I just didn't have the time. From what I could see from the beta, the assault rifle classes were just mwah. They were so good. And as long as the rest of the guns are this way, assault rifle-wise, the assault rifle users will have absolutely nothing to worry about. Absolutely nothing. Nada. The C9 submachine gun. Yes. This weapon has to have been the best in class after the Jackal nerfing. The open beta, it was just mwah. Its rate of fire seemed straight on point and down those enemies with ease. With this gun, I noticed I leaned heavily on attachments that smoothed out the kick, sway, recoil, and just overall control. It wasn't as much of an issue with aim assist. I play mainly on mouse and keyboard, so the random recoil patterns it produces was unfavorable to a mouse player. So I basically had to use up all the attachments to make it play better. And even then, it just had a bit too much reticle bounce for my personal taste. Extremely close quarters wasn't so bad, but even close to mid-range fights seemed rather challenging for me personally. But you couldn't beat its kill potential by the second week of the beta, and with the smaller maps, I could overlook its challenges for the most part. All in all, I am hoping the guns have a good amount of benefit from each gunsmith category given in the full release. It's just a shame that there's so much deviation and randomness with the weapons when using a mouse in these modern Call of Duties. While playing on controller, this is not very noticeable. It's negated by all the AA buffs.
AA? Huh?
But besides just controlling recoil, I was hoping to get some extra thought and care given to us mouse and keyboard players, as I'm not a fan of all the sway and random reticle kick and deviation when aiming down sights. With most players on controller, all this AA assist, you don't even really notice how much random deviation and reticle recoil there is. So it makes it kind of unfair, in my humble opinion. Either way though, it is what it is. I kept it pretty casual playing the beta and didn't deep dive into the perks and accessories that come with create a class, but rather just the movement with OmniMove and being distracted with the commotion about the size of the maps and lack of variety. I'm not going to review the perks, but I will say that they seem fine, and I'm still undecided at how they'll play out. We'll find out with the full release, and I'll definitely be taking a closer look at that.
Shampoo is better. I go on first and clean the hair. Conditioner is better. I leave the hair silky and smooth. Oh, really, fool? Really? Stop looking at me, Swan.
Now we get into the real meat and potatoes here. SBMM and the map sizes. Let me be clear. I've been a Call of Duty fan since almost the very beginning. Since the inception of multiplayer, basically. So we all know about SBMM. I feel like as a community, the majority of us at this point would like it removed. A lot of these younger players just don't seem to get it. I don't blame them for not understanding. Treyarch, Activision, you guys seriously need to reconsider your matchmaking methods. This is what you're doing to your most loyal players. I mean, look at this. It's not good. I can't imagine how many of your loyal following has left simply due to such a simple thing as matchmaking. And I can't imagine just how many more players would come back if they knew matchmaking was how it used to be. Like, you guys would not lose any of your
unmarked monies. I'm just gonna put it on the floor and kick it on over to you. You guys go nuts.
But the whole reason I'm talking about SBMM is not to beat a dead horse. It's more along the lines of these smaller maps, and then you get into these higher brackets. It's intolerable. Like, you can play maybe a half an hour, and I'm assuming you want higher retention than that within your player base. Now, I mean, some of the younger kids, yeah, I'm sure they can play longer than a half an hour, but to all your OGs, to all of your fans that have stuck through thick and thin with you guys, you would think you'd want to fix this, and you'd think you'd want to experiment and see just how much more money you'd end up making, because to me, it doesn't make any sense. You can sit there and peddle all your statistics, but really, what are we talking, a 1% drop in retention? Black Ops 6, with the way it is now, the maps are intolerable. And I get that you came out with and showed us that, oh, there's actually medium-sized maps too. I guess the outcry must have been high enough, because Black Ops 6, it has a lot of potential, guys. A lot. Between the spawn system being jank since MW 2019, no offense, it's just, that's what it is. And then these small maps compounding that. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't when you have smaller maps like this, right? Because your spawn system already isn't functioning correctly. And then you either gotta A, have random spawns to keep players from running into each other right away when you're spawning in, your 2-second rule. You anchor the spawns and then risk spawn trapping. Call of Duty became so big because of the matchmaking that it had, and nobody even realized it at the time. And then it has to be changed for what? For what? Activision, you'd have more monies, I'm telling you. Without a doubt, you guys have the best weapon animations, the smoothest gunplay and gameplay. There's a lot about your guys' engine that's just unbeatable. Treyarch, you said that the maps are going to be medium-sized. Well, what does that even mean? That's like all layman's terms and has no real value or meaning. Let's hope so. The beta, for me, my overall conclusion between the packet bursting, the matchmaking, and the itty-bitty maps, it was just, I was like, man, dude, I don't want to buy this game if this is what it's going to be. And that's not what I want. Any Call of Duty fan, you know that you want to buy the game, but they insist on having these systems in place that just wreck it. Let us hope the maps are bigger, because this game has the potential. It does. It has the potential. As far as the beta, my overall review is 6 out of 10, considering these factors. I want it to be a 10 out of 10. And I know you guys can pull it off. I can see in a lot of these guys and gals' eyes that they do have passion for this project. And I can see that in the game. And nobody likes complaining about a video game. No one. And the only ones that do are probably the ones that care the most. Something to consider. 6 out of 10, guys. That's what I got. I hope you enjoyed the video. Put a lot of effort into it. Please like, subscribe. There'll be plenty more bangers next time on the PhoX channel. Peace.